So I just had some negative emotion come up, receiving an email from a company where I bought something new and it was defect, and they won't return it. They say there's nothing wrong with it, but I couldn't use it. So yeah, so I'm not able to return an item that doesn't work. And instantly upon reading that email, I felt really bad. I had a really bad feeling in my stomach. And it's still there a little bit now. Meanwhile, I've been doing other things, and now I want to sit down with this feeling and really get to the core of it. Sit in my soul stream and meet that feeling from my soul stream, because I know, but this is only in my head. It's the huge difference. The head, the understanding, is only the doorway to it is what will bring you to step into healing yourself, but it doesn't heal you yet. Understanding and knowing is 1 foot in, but not two feet in the door. So it's you haven't embodied it yet. The energy is still stuck. You still feel that negative energy in your body, and so you will still, until you get to the core of that and really see that and really receive the gift in it, it will repeat itself because it's still there. So it will still show up on your outside. Now, knowing all of this, but not acting on it, it will still repeat. However, knowing this is of course the inspiration and the attraction to actually, as I call it, you received the gift, but you haven't opened it yet. So you didn't really receive the gift. It's sitting there unopened, in that case, it has no effect. The healing effect first comes when you open the package and you really look inside. You smell it, you feel it, all of it. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I focus my attention into my mid-soul stream, and I am in connection, one flow with my higher self. And at the same time, I'm still feeling a little bit of an energetic remnant in my belly. Feel exactly where that is, that energy lump of contracted energy that was triggered and that came into my attention, into my physical feeling after reading that email. So now, let's simply go into the physical feeling of it and just feel it. Without thinking about the story. Let's listen to what is this feeling, believing, What is it feeling? What is it about? So it's definitely a fear of not having enough. Funny wise, it already dissolved just by, it's almost dissolved just by feeling it. It moved. It dissolved quite a bit, but there's still a tad of it left. Completely moved from my lower right side of my belly into the below my belly button. I can't really feel it anymore. So now that I can't feel it anymore because I simply felt it without any story, I will see if, thinking about the story, I'm going to dive back into the story of it and see if it comes back. And it is already coming back a little bit. Okay, so I'm imagining the whole story of the situation that I paid money for something and I can't use it because it's broken. So it's a waste of money. It's a loss of money. And I imagine the amount of money that I lost. Interesting wise, that I'm noticing that right now is I'm not, and this used to be very, very strong. I'm not feeling that feeling of being mistreated. I'm not feeling a sinking feeling or an angry feeling towards the company, or am I? Is there still a feeling towards the company that they did me wrong? There may be some of that. If I focus on, if I think about them, think about the email, what they wrote me. And now I'm feeling in my heart a contraction. In my heart, and also here below, right below my heart, which is like solar plexus. But it can't hold. It's like it's like a cloud that's so thin, can't really hold. It's like it's hard to hold my focus there because, and this is what has changed. I used to have much more my focus on the outside did me, on wherever the situation came from, the outside did me wrong. But I already owned so much, because there's a part of the story that I didn't tell yet, and that is, these were headphones, and I ordered them online. And there was a very subtle feeling. It was like, it looked like, well, why not buy them? It's like, it's just what I want, and it's new, and it's a good price, and I was tired of looking. But there was a very subtle feeling of, I don't know if I should, no, I'm not sure if I should do this. Like, there was a resistance, there was a pulling back energetically from making that order. It was so subtle. But I noticed it, just like intuition is so subtle. But the question is, do we notice it or not? And then the question is, do we listen or do we not? Do we give it value or do we not? Regardless of how subtle it is there. Do we give it value or do we not? And I didn't. I overrode that. My mind overrode my subtle intuition. My mind immediately said, doesn't make any sense. Why should I not buy these? Which is why this happening now with the headphones, that they were broken, that they're not working, and the company saying they're working fine. So, we're not going to reimburse you. You're just going to get them back. Is the confirmation of what that intuition was about. And I knew this instantly, immediately. I knew this when it happened, when I found out that they didn't work. Like that they're defect. And that was when it was in my mind, okay. Another opportunity to strengthen my trust in my intuition. So that's the gift in it. But it was only in my mind. The energy is still there. And, okay, let's go back. Because we need to gather all the gifts, go to the very bottom of it, feel everything that is triggered by this, because that's the gift. And unless we gather all the gifts, it will repeat, and there will be remaining stuck negative energy in you, and it will have, like, the negative energy, which is pulled in reverse, which is in resistance of the natural harmonious flow of the light body, of the soul body, of the higher frequential body, and therefore also physically we can feel it. And eventually, if this is something that is depending on how strong it is, it will manifest in some kind of misfunction of the body and some kind of illness. This is how we catch that before it manifests, is being present with it and feeling it and being with it, listening to it, going to the bottom of it. And then we see, wow, this wasn't anything bad that happened to me, this is a gift. But that at this moment is still in my head. It's just knowing. So let's go back. Like, can I really feel good with the whole thing that happened? Can I really feel good about it? And that's the question. If I think about this email, if I think about the situation, I spent this amount of money for nothing, for something I can't use. And also, they're not being, yeah, it's not good. It's not a good way to treat your customers. That's their thing. That's their karma. You know. Do I know that? Or is there still an attachment to they did me wrong and a projection of negative energy onto them that then, of course, is in my body? I'm carrying it. You know, whatever I project is what's in me. I have that active in me. And it doesn't feel good. Well, because it's also coming from I feel like I'm the victim, right? I feel like I'm the victim and I haven't owned my own mistake. I haven't owned the situation that I chose against my inner guidance, against my intuition, to make this purchase. So now I have it's like it's all on the table now. It's all on the vision board is the amount that I lost, the company that did this, so to speak, that, well, not did this, but that behaved in a certain way. And then me disregarding my own intuition. And then I have the energy, you know, I'm still feeling into my body. Now just sit with this field. And I notice if there's anywhere still a negative signal happening about this. Oh yeah, and also the email here, the email that triggered it all. Also, I wrote them an email. Let's take that, also bring that onto the vision board. I also, after that, wrote them an email how unfortunate I felt that that was their decision to go about it this way. And yeah. So now this whole scenario, I'm sitting in the middle of it, I'm sitting in the field of it, I'm sitting in the frequency of it, in the symphony of frequency of it. And let's see how my body feels. I focus on the different aspects. I'm looking at them. I'm feeling them. And what I'm looking for is that I already know in my mind, but again, that doesn't help, you know, it just helps me to get me to this point, but it doesn't heal me, yeah? It doesn't heal this. situation. It doesn't heal doesn't transcend the negative emotion. It doesn't heal the negative emotion. Because, yeah, I already know that this is a gift. But I haven't felt the gift yet. Because I haven't gotten to the core of it. And the core of it is not in this situation. The core of it was what I said before. Is the feeling of the fear of not having enough. I don't have enough. You know, to just let that go. Buy a new pair of headphones, for example. See what that would feel like. What would it take that I could just truly that wouldn't even be, that would be water off a duck's back. This email, like, okay, that's their karma to treat their customers this way, to treat me this way. I learned, I learned to really listen no matter what, even if my mind doesn't understand it, to my intuitive guidance, to the subtlest intuition that shows up, even if I'm not sure it's intuition. When in question, when in the slightest doubt, let it go. Do not purchase, do not take action. And apparently I needed another reminder of that, loud enough. So yeah, now I can feel that limitation of, I don't feel like I have so much money that I could just, nothing, I'll just buy a new pair. But let's see what that would feel like. If I could literally, I would have so much money. I don't need to put a number to it right now, but I'm just going to pretend like I have so much money that it's just like, why even bother? You know? Throw them away, buy a new pair. Somewhere else, of course. And only when there's no intuition saying, whoa, hold on here. But how does that feel? How would that feel? So now I'm imagining that. So now it would only be about listening to my intuition. There would not be the lack of money, lack of money involved. And that's a whole other story if it's just about listen to your intuition. And then, oops, didn't do that, and then it's just a hassle. then I just lost some hassle, some energy over sending them back, having to buy new ones. But that's not the meat of it. The meat of it is the money. Yeah. Now the subtle feeling is back in it's in my womb now. It's like below my belly button womb. But let's see if it's true. I don't have enough. Simply buy a new pair of headphones in a similar good quality. At least it's good. Is it true I don't have enough? So that I'm feeling now in my womb, or the lower part of my belly and my womb, I'm tuning into that. And this has nothing to do with the headphones. Absolutely nothing. This is old conditioning, and it is part of what has brought this situation forward to show it to me. What this situation has brought forward to show me. So that's the gift. That is the gift. To really feel my feelings of lack. Yes, it is okay. I get to feel my feelings of lack. That's my gift. I know why, but I'm not going to go into that now, explaining that. I just revel in feeling my feelings of lack. Oh, I love them. I love my feelings of lack. Because they're just feelings that are not feeling good. They're afraid. They're in fear. And as I feel them, I hold them in my arms. Now I'm holding them in my arms. I don't need to go away. I don't need them to be anything. I'm just enjoying that I get to feel them. This is a part of me that has been feeling cut off from me. This I know from my mind, and I haven't been feeling it. And now I get to feel it. And that is my gift. And now I feel the energy flowing into my heart. I feel these fearful emotions in my physical feeling in my body are reconnected with my heart. They're reconnecting with my heart. Oh, they're coming home. Now I stumbled upon the next layer. Interesting. So now there was a hole. There was like the first layer flowed back into my heart. Now I feel up here in my brain there was an activation. And I feel like now there's another layer that is still protected that I still haven't been able to embrace yet. So that must be underneath. And I will ask it how it feels. I will feel how it feels, what it says. And it's even lower in my womb. Yeah, for a man it would just be somewhere else, this contraction. Wouldn't call it womb, but it would be, yeah. It is so deep and more subtle. Okay. What is it about? Yeah, it feels like bladder. Bladder. Don't go into your head about it. Just feel the area and see what it's about. See if a feeling, an emotion comes up. It's weird. I don't understand it. It's almost like it's a little bit beyond my reach. It's in the hiding. So I'll go back to the story now. Feel that lack. Like I'm looking at the amount again that I lost. Doesn't have an effect. It's some kind of fear. Ah, interesting. It has to do with having to go pee, but not being able to. Not being allowed to, not having anywhere to go. And the fear of that it will burst, so to speak. The fear that, it's also kind of like a urgency. It's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I feel like I'm in a dark, cold room. and I have to go pee, and I'm so afraid that it'll come out, and I'm not in the I'm not on the toilet. I know from my life that I never had that experience. I don't remember I have no memory in my life of this. Yeah, but it is, my mind is kicking in and saying, yeah, but this is from, it's passed on. It's passed on. And it has to do with a fear of being yourself, fear of expressing yourself freely. And because there's so much fear there, you can first express yourself when you're totally asleep, and that's when the bedwetting happens, and then the re-traumatization of that whole thing. So there's just stress in the bladder, stress in that area. And then this is just the physical stress. There's of course also that inbuilt stress and fear is something that holds you back from feeling free to be yourself. As you are, just as you are. Definitely, I'm feeling energies being released. I'm just allowing it. I'm just feeling it. That's all I'm doing. Allowing feeling it, and allowing the images and emotions to surface. And you have to pay attention to the subtlest things, even if they don't make sense to you. It feels so good to just connect there, to feel, to hold, connect, bringing home what has been afraid in the shadows. But a part of your symphony of vibration and having an effect. So now, this is how we liberate it. And I'm feeling a little bit like waves of dizziness flowing up. Sometimes it comes in waves of dizziness. It's because it's now that my attention is there, my feeling is there, my focused attention and feeling is there in that place where it's contracted. It starts to move and release. Sometimes it almost phases out and then it comes back in stronger. You just have to stick with it completely. But not have to. It's not a have to. It's what I want. I want this feeling. I want to feel you. I want to feel this feeling. I want to be with it. This is my gift. This is my gift. So I receive this healing. Through this situation. And that's the paradox. So even though I dismissed my inner guidance, so I can say, ooh, that was bad, that was wrong, but at the same time, look at all the gifts I received. I'm receiving from it. I'm healing aspects of myself. And on top of it, I will be so much more astute to the subtlest, to very subtle intuition, much more than I was before this experience. Well, that's just a bonus gift on top. I'm not quite there yet. Because I really, really need to come to the feeling of gratitude in my heart. Feeling of gratitude in my heart that this happened, and then I know it's round, it's full, it's fulfilled, it's done. And if I don't come to that yet, that I can think about what happened and feel gratitude, there's still more to discover, still more that it can point me to for me to bring back home and heal. So I will continue to do that.